What's going on, guys? Of course, today we're going to start a brand new series here. What happens in ACW? Of course, guys, joining me today will, of course, be WillowWolf. Willow, do you want to say hi?
Hello.
That's Willow. So, of course, guys, what we're going to do is we're going to go through the matches, of course, of every Tuesday and Thursday night, of course, regular episodes of ACW, alongside little things to do with the pay-per-views as well. So, of course, with that introduction out of the way, Willow, what are your thoughts on last night's show?
I know I really enjoyed last night's show. It was interesting. We had new superstars. We had reoccurring superstars from Gen 1. It was an enjoyable show.
Definitely a good show, no doubt. But let's quickly go to the start of the show. Yeah, things didn't go quite well there, did they?
The bloopers.
The bloopers.
Gotta love those bloopers.
Well, I don't know if it was more bloopers or me just losing my actual proverbial mind.
It was bloopers. It was human bloopers.
Like, if anyone listening to this, guys, if you didn't see that show, you're not going to see this because that highlights will not be there. But let's just say this. I wrote the script 6 times for the show. I had it all worked out in my head. And yeah, one tiny factor I completely forgot to add in was, I don't really want to say it just yet because it's going to happen on Thursday. So we'll talk about that more on Thursday. But yeah, a tiny little thing I forgot to actually add to the show, and because when the show went live, I was sitting there going, wait a minute, where's this bit? Oh no, the whole show was based on this very beginning segment for what happens later, and the whole thing just went out of whack. It was an entire disaster. Well, of course, Willow was sitting there the whole time, laughing her head off. Well, what was your thoughts? Well, I'm here literally losing it.
I was just like, okay, he needs to breathe. It happens. You're human. You know, like when you do this shit live, it's, you know, you're going to have nights like that. But you got to run with it. And you ran with it, and it was hilarious, and it was enjoyable, and I loved every second of it.
See, people say make unique content. Me, I just be me.
Doesn't help that I'm sitting in the corner of your eye, giggling.
Giggling away, yes, every time. But then again, at the end of the day, seeing you laugh just lets me know I'm doing something right. Or I've said something so stupid that she's like, oh my god. Yeah. So, of course, let's get into, of course, what happened last night. We'll start off with the very first match. Of course, it was Kai K&M teaming up with Nathan Henderson. Say it with me, Kill. Nathan Henderson, the new inmate champion. Of course, another mistake I made last night. Of course, they were taking on the gruesome twosome, as I'm not going to call them because this didn't go well for these guys, Abaddon and Draven. Willow, what are your thoughts about the match first?
The match itself, I really enjoyed it. Do you know, I wasn't actually expecting Nathan Henderson to be as dominant as he was. Do you know, it was actually nice to see because in previous matches before he kind of would end up getting his ass kicked. But no, I did enjoy it, and I did expect a little bit more from Abaddon and Draven, to be honest.
You expected to see them more of them?
I expected them to be a bit more. They kind of laid out and took the beating, in my opinion. Do you know, it was just how I felt. I was like, they're just, you know, they're not giving back. But I did thoroughly enjoy the match.
For me, I thought it was an interesting match. Again, I do agree with the whole Abaddon and Draven. Like, they're an interesting pairing. It seems like Abaddon's definitely the more, I'm going to really put this in a nice term, the weak link.
Yeah.
Definitely the weak link of the team.
Like, Draven will be the alpha of the team.
It seems that way, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Definitely seems that way. I can't wait to see more from those two, but of course, this brings me now to Kai K&M. He's had a very interesting run so far here in ACW. What are your thoughts on Kai's career so far?
Kai's career reminds me of his father's, in a way. Do you know, with his legacy, that he is the K&M legacy. He is the son of K&M, and well, we all know how K&M's career started. It's like he can have a really good match, and he can have a really bad match. Do you know, it's just reminding me that, you know, he is trying to live up to his father. I think maybe a little bit too much, and that's that's his ego might get in the way and go, do you know, I am the legacy. Do you know, and then gets his ass kicked. But do you know, at the end of the day, he has K&M legacy. Who knows? I do expect great things from him in the future.
You do expect great things, Kai K&M. I don't know.
I can see it.
Kai, I think if he steps out of his father's shadow, I think if he, stopped trying to be the Hall of Famer Daddy Kane, I think if he tries to be his own man, I think he could be better than Daddy Kane. That's my ideas with him. I think he has a big, big career ahead of him, but I don't think if he keeps the path he's going, and I personally, and no one's going to like this, and especially someone who's not going to like me saying this, I think he needs to drop Henderson. I think Henderson's holding him back.
I think Kai is more a solo.
I think so too.
I can see him. Like his dad didn't do too bad in tag team, but his dad skyrocketed in solo. I think he's trying to maybe prove to his dad that I can do the tag team, but at the same time, his ego and going, I want to be better than my father is.
Yeah.
It's not matching. So I think a solo career, a solo run, and then eventually maybe he might want to go back to tag team. But I think if he focuses a bit more on solo, he might have a better chance.
I agree with that. Now, of course, that leads to his tag team partner, Nathan Henderson. That's another one, again, trying to live up to his daddy. But I don't know, there's something about Nathan Henderson is very, very different to Jacob Henderson.
Nathan's coming out on his own.
Yes.
He had a very bad run at the start. He was having a tough time adjusting into ACW. But I think now that he's found his own feet.
And many championships already.
He's got many championships. He's found his own feet. He's found his own style. Yes, it may be quite similar to his father, but he has taken his own touch on it and running with it, and it seems to be working.
Oh, 100%. I think as well for him, and it's going to sound like a little bit similar to what I did say about Kai, I think as well, Nathan Henderson, look what he's done so far. He's beaten Kai for the Hardcore Championship twice. Yeah. He's gone on now to become the next inmate champion, because as I've always said before, that is the stepping stone straight to the World Championship. Do I see Henderson with the World Championship like his father? Probably not yet. I don't see that happen for a while. But I think if he just drops the dead weight, I know that sounds horrible to say about Kai, but again, you say yourself, Kai will be a lot better on his own. I think Henderson could also really become a hell of a main eventer in the future.
Yeah. Like Kai needs to find his own kind of path. He can't rely on his father's path. Make your own. Live your legacy. Yes, you are a legacy, but live up to that legacy in your own way. So I think a solo run will help him do that.
Is that for Henderson?
For
both?
Kai. Kind of for Henderson's already on that path. He's already, making those stepping stones of his own way there. Kai still has to build that.
Agreed. So, of course, I quickly want to touch just very briefly on these two here, Abaddon and Draven. What are your thoughts on them? Because my thoughts first on these two, I'm not happy with them. Because they came into ACW looking like these two absolute, they look fantastic. But physically, they just don't seem to have it in the ring. They just look like giant meat sacks that like to get their asses kicked every week. I really thought these two were going to be absolute monsters. Come in, wreck the tag team division. I was thinking something really, really cool already, like between the Chosen Ones and Chaos. That was going to be the big payoff I was thinking of. But right now I'm thinking, lads, you lose another match, I'm thinking about firing you. What about you as the general manager? How do you feel about their performances so far?
I feel it's a strat.
Really?
I feel that they're kind of going, okay, we're the new kids in town. Let's, in quotation marks, kind of take a few losses and then come. Do you know, when people go, they're easy beat, and go, haha. Do you know, I think it's a strat. They might be feeling out all the competition just, and learning their styles, but I feel there's something about them that I'm like, give them time.
One day they're going to be something big.
Yeah, like they're still fresh, that so give them time. I can see big things.
Okay, fair enough. Let's move on to the next match, because that was, this is a good match. This, of course, between the two brand new female superstars here in ACW. Victoria, of course, trained by the Hall of Famer Davon Inler, and of course Sloane's new running buddy, Lorna Gray. Because let's start with Victoria, because the winner of that match. What do you think things are with Victoria?
Victoria's interesting.
She is.
She's very, you can tell who trained her. There's no denying who trained her. But I don't have solid opinions on both, because we'd only met them at the pay-per-view.
Yeah, Women's Evolution.
So it's like we've only seen them a couple of times. You don't want to judge them too quickly and go, I don't think they're going to make it, or they're going to do great, because you just don't know as of yet. But I'm very interested in Victoria and where she's going to go. Is she going to keep the style of her trainer? Or is she going to evolve into something he's not going to like, that I'm going to say, better? Better
than Davon Inler? I don't know. Again, it's very different. You can have that kind of superstar in the women's division Victoria has already shown this vicious streak. Like, I very much like her trainer from Dive. But that's good, though. I like that. You know, someone's taking on the training, the mentorship very, very well. She's very serious in the ring. She's out there for one purpose. Whoop some ass and get a win. And that's what she's been doing so far. Again, at the pay-per-view, in her debut, she got the win. And, of course, again, last night, she got that massive, massive win against Lorna Gray. But, of course, now I want to talk about Lorna Gray. I like this superstar. This young lady seems like she's going to be interesting. What are your thoughts, Will?
There's something sassy about her.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but I think what's holding her back is, you know, she is partnered with Sloan, and Sloan has done phenomenal since she's come to ACW. You know, Sloan's been quite a hell of a superstar to get paired up with. So I think she might be kind of slightly intimidated. It's just the feel I get is that she's like, oh, I don't want to let her down. So she's overthinking too much and not just going with the flow.
See, I kind of disagree with that point. I think it's too early days for that.
Yeah.
You know, I get where you're going with it, but I think, you know, obviously we've seen her debut in that massive tag team match, because for the Women's Tag Team Championships, big step in your very first match. That's a lot of stress on your first match. But of course, don't forget, that was also a ladder match. Now, she put on a big effort in that match. She did really good.
She did really well.
But also, that was only her first singles match, and she did very, very well. Of course, I think Victoria took, 2 stunners to put her away?
Yeah.
Big shocking moments. I thought Victoria had her from the get-go.
She's a tough cookie.
She is definitely a tough cookie. One thing I'd like to see, I want to see more of her with Sloan, see how they do. I could definitely see some tag team runs together, but I think she could be the dark horse in the women's division coming in. You know, obviously losing to Victoria, I think that's going to fuel her in a future match, perhaps.
Yeah.
But I think there's some interesting things there for this young lady. Of course, only time will tell. Alright, so let's move on to the third match of the night. Oh, this was a good match. A bit of a shocking win, of course, guys. We're talking about Owen versus Azzy Taylor. Willow, go on. Give me your thoughts on this.
I absolutely loved the fact that Owen just would not let up.
Yes.
He would not. He went into that match with what I feel was a game plan, going, I'm beating your ass tonight, regardless of what you throw at me. Mm-hmm. And he did just that.
It was brilliant to watch, because Azzy very, very much solidified already here in ACW. He's had a lot of big matches. Still cannot quite win. He's very much like Dive last year. Can't win the inmate title. But it goes, I can't know if Azzy's been a hardcore champion or not, but I think he has one time, but he didn't hold it for long. No one ever does. But Owen, of course, being the rookie, I guess such an established superstar. I know for a fact when you set this matchup, you were saying that you want to kind of see how he does. For me, I'm enjoying watching this. Yeah. Himself, and of course we'll get to him later on, Davin Endler's new character, Damien Endler, his new protege, it seems to be, coming up as well in the ranks. But these two are kind of side by side, taking on these top talents. And it's incredible to actually watch them win. I am really, really enjoying watching Owen wrestle, especially when, you know, you've got, again, already super established superstars and these young boxers coming up like, nah, we don't give a damn. We'll take on anyone. We'll fight a lot of them. And it's like, wow, you shouldn't win this match. You have no right to win this match. But yet, here it is. You know, he's dominating. And it's absolutely fantastic to watch. What are your thoughts on Azzy lately?
I was disappointed that he didn't put up as much of a fight as he would have done in previous matches. He just kind of, it was like he was thinking, this fella's beneath me. Yeah. So this is going to be an easy win. And I think the shock of the fact that Owen would not let up, that he just couldn't really come back from that. Mm-hmm. And that was his downfall. I think he needs to treat every superstar as, okay, go in and not kind of go, oh, you might be, you're a rookie, you're going to be easy. Just go, we're here to wrestle, best man wins. But I'm giving it my all. He didn't give it his all.
No, he's not been doing that for weeks. Lately, Azzy's just kind of been on a downward slope.
He's not been doing that since Reneth.
That's true,
Reneth
actually,
was his main target, and now Reneth is out injured, so...
Yeah, of course we wish Reneth the best of luck in returning from injury very, very soon, hopefully. I miss him already. But yeah, you're right there with Azzy, of course. When he was facing Reneth, there was like this fire was lit inside him. He wanted to destroy Reneth. But, of course, the inmate champion, as we know him, the guy still hasn't lost it, by the way, folks. Anyone listening, Reneth is still technically undefeated for the inmate championship. But, of course, Azzy had, 3 attempts at Reneth over his career so far. His very short career so far, but it was just like this. Every time he faced him, it was a new Azzy. He just came more and more aggressive. He almost won the third bout, but unfortunately didn't quite get that victory. But ever since then, he's just been... It's like downward spiral for this man. It's such a shame. Such a shame to see. But of course, up next we have a triple threat action. It was Chicken Awesome taking on Mia K&M And of course, the also new rookie here in the women's division, Selena Willow. Thoughts on all three and the match as well?
The match itself, I've thoroughly enjoyed it, and I'm really glad with the winner. Do you know, it was kind of a hard pick to pick because I really enjoy all three superstars, but I was delighted that Chica came out on top of that match. We'll start with the newbie Selena. There's something about her that she just captivates me. I'm just like, you're simple, it's just, she's got the simple look, and I just feel that once she finds her feet, I can see her just going through the women's division like fire.
She's definitely an interesting superstar. I like her style, very submission-based. We have a few submission superstars, but none like her. So far from what I've seen, of course she hasn't yet won a match. She's actually lost both matches she's been in, unfortunately. But again, she's been the one that's been pinned each time, of course by Victoria, now tonight by Chica. But even then, Selena, I think once we see her kind of settle into ACW and kind of get her feet, I think she's going to be absolutely phenomenal, because the way she's able to move around the ring, which transitions around the body, is absolutely incredible. I'm terrified for some of her opponents, when she finds her place.
I think a few one-on-ones until she finds her feet before we throw her into triple threats and stuff like that again. But, she's doing well for someone who's just entered the...
Yeah. What about Mia? How do you think about Mia again?
Oh, I love Mia.
You love Mia, the pink princess.
I don't know, there's something so cute about her. There's something, you just want to wrap her in bubble wrap and just kind of look after her. And but I feel recently with, she's going through a losing streak, I feel that that's getting to her. Do that she's just not getting those wins. But I just want to put it out there, Mia, your father couldn't win for anything when he first started. K&M was, the poor man, he didn't even have shoes at the start, darling. So by the time he finished his career, he was one hell of a superstar. Don't give up.
I agree completely.
You have K&M running through your veins. Keep going, sweetheart. You will do great.
Oh, definitely. I love the pink princess. Every time Mia comes out, I just get a smile on my face, because she's just so energetic, so poppy. It's brilliant, and I can't wait to see her do fantastic things again. I think she's another one like Kai. Need to stop living in her father's shadow. Just go out there, be your own self, and do your thing. Don't worry about too much about losing. Every night she comes out, even if she doesn't win, she still puts on a hell of a match. And of course, tonight's winner, Chica Awesome. This young lady is improving leaps and bounds over
She's
every
the one
match.
to watch.
She is the dark horse. She is the ultimate superstar right now.
Chica's got this cutesy, I'm bubbly, I'm friendly, but oh my god, when she gets in that ring, you gotta watch her back, because she will strike at you at any second, and you don't really see it coming, because you think, she'll not do too much damage, she's so nice, but yeah, she's the one to watch. She is, to me, she's the underdog.
Yes, definitely. Of course, if you look back to the Women's Evolution Elimination Chamber match, I actually at one point was thinking, oh dear god, Chica's actually going to win this. This is going to be incredible. Holy crap, we're just going to get the ultimate shock tonight. But I was so disheartened when she lost. I was like, no, she was doing so good. She started the match and got all the way to the final three. It was brilliant. But I'm looking forward to see so much more from Chica. I guarantee you a future champion in ACW. Next up, Damien Inler versus Marcus Payne. Again, very, very similar to Owen and Azzy. Of course, what are your thoughts on the new Damien Inler?
I'm liking Damien. There's something about him when his music hits and he starts coming out, you just kind of want to, just jive with him. He just seems to just be fun-loving. It's going to be interesting to follow his career, with the fact that he is an Inler, and we know how those Inlers can go.
Oh, yes.
So it's going to be interesting to see which road is he going to take. Is he going to follow more, say, like Dive? Or is he going to go more like Hellboy or, anyone like that? Or Phoenix, so it's interesting. Or is he going to find his own path and break out of the stereotype of the Inler? Like, he'll still be an Inler, but I'm going to do it my way. I can see him kind of going, I'm doing things my way.
I feel the opposite about Inler. I want to see him be just like the Inler family, because there's one question that has to be on everyone's minds right now when you speak about the Inler legacy and the Inlers, as you were just saying, is if we bring back King of the Ring, do you see Damien Inler winning it? Just like Hellboy won it? Just like we've seen Justin Phoenix win it, and of course Diamond Inler himself has won it. Do you think Damien Inler is going to keep that legacy going of the Inler Industries, keeping it alive? Will he win King of the Ring if we bring it back next year?
King of the Ring is an interesting one. There's part of me going, I would love to see him do it just to continue that legacy, and then there's that side of me going, I want to see him lose.
Yes.
Not in a hate way, but it's just, I want, it would be nice to kind of give someone else that role. But hey, it will be an interesting thing just to see. I really want to do it just to see.
Do you know what I want to see, right? This is going to sound cruel, but it also defeats the purpose. Is I'd almost intentionally throw Dive in there, as the defending champion of King of the Ring, and make him face Damien.
Oh, that's just me.
Oh, that's just me. No, Dive, if you're listening to this, I'm not doing it. Don't worry, buddy. But that'll be cruel. But no, I don't know. I think Damien Miller has it in him to potentially continue that legacy. But that is a big if we bring back King of the Ring, because we ended King of the Ring because the damn Miller family wouldn't stop winning it. So. And I was personally heartbroken because I got to the main event final last year and I wanted to kick Dive's damn teeth down his throat. But it is what it is. I was not hoping that. Again, I know I could do a whole podcast on about why I'm livid that even happened.
Maybe another time.
Maybe another time. I'm not going to get into it because I will rant for the next 3 hours. But of course, next up, Marcus Payne. How are you feeling about Marcus Payne lately?
Marcus Payne, I don't know. I don't have a solid opinion on whether I enjoy him or I don't. There's matches I really enjoy him in, and then there's other nights I'm like, ugh. I just don't think he's... how can I put it? It's like, one night he's super confident, and he can go in and he can destroy, and then it's other nights and it feels like he's not confident enough in himself with a certain type of an opponent. I just feel like he let himself down. Like, don't get me wrong, he put up a heck of a fight. It got really close between the two of them, but I feel that there was something holding him back.
Marcus Payne as well. I don't know how the hell he didn't win last night. Like, he came in like a raging goddamn bull, and he was just had his mind set on breaking Damien Miller, and that was going to happen. I literally thought, oh, this is going to be hard to watch, and it started off that way. And of course, we did see Damien constantly outsmarting him with his speed. Compared to the pure musclehead that Marcus Payne really is. But he had it all in his grasp last night. And I think, as you said, it's either confidence, but for me, I think it's overconfidence. I think he went into that match thinking, I'm the bigger guy here, you're tiny, puny, I'm Hulkman, I'm going to smash you, kind of style. I think that's what you were giggling about last night as well. As I said, he's hunky man. Yes, I'd say
yes,
Hulkman.
that was it. Yeah.
Yes, last night's show was full of so many mistakes.
Oh...
But, I don't know how Max Payne didn't win. He needs to find a middle ground in his wrestling because he's very, very inconsistent right now. And again, if he's going to start losing to the newbies, I don't see Marcus Payne doing much. Again, he's the shortest reigning inmate champion in the history of ACW for the men. And that's a very prestigious title. So, but then again, Nathan Henderson.
Still plenty of time to grow, though.
Still plenty of time to grow. There's a lot of time in ACW Gen 2 left. Of course, got a couple more years to go yet. So we'll see. It could all change. It could all change. Oh, here we go. Up next, the return of the Hall of Famer, Scarlet the Scorpion, taking on the Devil's Assassin, Alexandra, the women's inmate champion and one half of the women's tag team champions. Willow, thoughts?
I loved this match, and I'm so glad Alexandra won. I'm sorry, Scarlet, but you had your day.
I was going to say this one quick thing. Dive, we still love you. We just hate your characters.
That's not true. It's just, I feel Scarlett's, she's a Hall of Famer, and I know, that she came back for the Women's Evolution, but she just couldn't let go. It's like, sweetheart, you had your gen, but the match itself was hell of entertaining. It was coming down to points where you're like, shit, Alexandra might lose. Mm-hmm. And then you're like, Scarlett's going to lose. It was so back and forth.
It was brilliant.
I felt like I was getting whiplash over who was going to win.
I agree completely. Like, seeing Scarlett come back was great. I love Scarlett. I really, really do, of course. I like Wine and Dive, of course. But no, I've always loved Scarlett. She's always been a big favourite of mine. And I've always loved her career. Like, when she started off as basically this ditzy-looking girl, and she was tag team with Phoenix, and they both looked like idiots. And this really skimpy red outfit. It was so bad. And then... of course, she progressed into this badass of a woman, into the Scorpion we now know today. And of course, multiple championships on her career. Big win at Women's Evolution, coming back, so happy to see her again. But I think last night, her ego, as you said, got in the way. Yeah. Won in that one match against the best of the best. She got that match. But of course,
it didn't go her way.
It did not go her way at all. I'm so proud of Alexandra. Dominating the women's division right now. There's no one better than Alexandra. And of course, she proved that to Scarlett last night. I love this show. There's not really much to even say about Alexandra right now.
No, there's Alexandra is just... this hurts me to say. she's slowly becoming on par with WillowWolf.
She is, and it's
And
scary.
it hurts. I'm like, no, I'm the best.
It took Willow, 3 years to be the most dominant woman in ACW, and Alexandra's doing it in less than time.
Yeah, do you know, but hey, every gen has to have that.
Has to have their alpha.
And at the minute,
It's Alexandra.
it's
But of course,
Alexandra.
I don't know, there's another superstar in my opinion that's coming up very quickly after Alexandra's title, and that is going to be Alora. I cannot wait to see if Alora wants to go back after that championship or what she's going to do, but you know that fiery young lady is going to be one of the best in this generation.
Alexandra, keep an eye on her.
Oh, definitely.
You know, she is one to watch right now.
Uh-huh. And of course, finally, the main event. Ooh, this was controversial.
This was a big one. This split everyone. There was and then that shock.
That big shock in return. Let's go into it, of course, guys. We are obviously talking about the main event from last night. Pro Johnny taking on the Punisher, aka Justin Phoenix. So, of course, guys, quick reminder if you don't know what happened last night, and how could you not remember if you did see the show? The Shadow, that's right, the clown prince of crime randomly came out of absolutely nowhere and attacked the Punisher for absolutely no reason. Even Johnny didn't know this was going to happen. Johnny was literally like, I don't need you, clown! But you know, that's just Johnny the way he is. Johnny goes the perfect 10. But what a shocking moment. I can't wait to see what the hell's going to happen with that. But, of course, that's not what this is about. We're about to talk about the superstars and, of course, the match itself. Willow, thoughts?
The match, I loved it. I was like, you know, there's something about seeing Johnny come to the ring, you know, the perfect 10 coming and just the whole crowd getting behind him. But there's also something seeing the Punisher come.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know, and it's like the two of them, they're so different. Do you know, they're at the opposite ends of the spectrum as of it in style. Do you know, so when they clash in the ring, it's like, oh, who's going to become on top? Because two of them are so dominant.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know, the Punisher can be an absolute beast.
Oh, yes.
And so can Johnny. But yeah, at the same time, ego can get the best of the two of them.
And it almost did last night. Like, I think, especially for Punisher, he thought he had Johnny in the bag. Once he survived Shadow's attack, and he just kept coming back stronger. And I was actually rooting for him at this point, going, oh my god, come on, son, kick his ass. But at the same time, I was like, I love the perfect 10. But for Punisher, he slowed his pace down a little bit too much. He should have stayed on Johnny. That's what you gotta do with Johnny. You can't give him a second to breathe. But that's what Punisher did. He kept just trying to play more to the crowd than he did focus on his opponent. And of course, as we know, Johnny made him pay.
Yep.
In the worst way. But of course, absolutely fantastic match. Are you happy seeing Johnny back? Or are you kind of like, Johnny, go away?
No. I'm not going to lie. I am a Perfect 10 fan.
I'm a massive fan. I'm loving
Do you know,
seeing him
I love
back.
seeing him back. Do you know, there's something just nice just having the attitude of him. He's got this, it's a playful attitude. Mm-hmm. It's not a, oh, I'm here, I'm going to break bones kind of attitude.
Like it used to be.
Do you know, it's, I know what I can do, but hey, I can have fun with it too.
Yeah, it seems like Johnny's having a lot of fun out there lately. It is really good to see.
I do like seeing Johnny back.
So you enjoyed last night's show?
I loved last night's show.
Looking forward to Thursday nights?
I'm really looking forward to Thursday night.
I'm very much looking forward to Thursday night's show as well. Of course, guys, we're going to wrap this up here. Thank you so much, Willow, for joining me today for this little chat about ACW. Did you enjoy this?
I did enjoy. Thank you for having me.
You want to do it again?
I'll think about it. Of course. Of course.
Awesome. Of course, guys, thank you so much for listening to this video, guys. It's been a lot of fun. We're going to try and keep this series going for as long as we can. If you guys enjoy this, of course, feel free to let us know down in the comments below. Of course, myself, I stream on Twitch every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Willow, when do you stream on Twitch?
Wednesdays and Sundays.
Wednesdays and Sundays. You heard it right here, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, both our schedules posted on our Twitters and, of course, on all of the socials. Make sure, guys, there will be both our socials below, linked in the description down below of this video. But thanks to you again so much, guys. And of course, don't forget, ACW is live every Tuesday and Thursday on the Psychotic Kill channel. But as always, mates, stay crazy. Stay
psychotic.
Hell yeah. Good luck, guys.